Hello. Hello, someone. I just ran out of arclight charges, and I still have 100 demonic gorillas to kill. So I figured we would use mage and range instead, which is cool because it's way more chill and you take less DPS because you can predict the enemy's switch more frequently. So I'll just grab a bunch of this stuff we know we need. Now, I am on Slayer task here, but well, you get a really good boost to DPS when you wear your Slayer helmet, but I just feel like using my Elite Void because I like it a lot. And this is nice if you want to minimize switching. And it looks pretty cool. Gives some nice prayer bonus too, I believe. +6 just from this. Good defense bonuses, but it don't matter too much at the Rillas. Okay. So the question lies whether I want to use water spells, which they are weak to, or if I want to use demon bane spells. Well, you know what? We'll just use water since we're already on that spell book. This twin flame staff is pretty cool here. Does extra damage to enemies that have a weakness to a specific element. We got some charges in our Tome of Water, which will boost DPS for a while there. I don't have an occult necklace yet, so I think I'll use Fury, and I won't bring the Anguish, so we don't have to switch to that. I have a feeling we're gonna be doing more DPS with our mage, so I think I'll focus on boosting our range this is good for ranged and mage, these boots. Now the question is, do we use Archer's Ring or the Ring of Suffering? The Suffering gives it a pretty wicked prayer bonus, as you can see. 11, 15. It has a recoil damage effect and pretty crazy defensive stats. We'll just rock the Archer's Ring imbued, I think. Yeah. Now, let's see. I don't remember if this puts a damper on our magic attack bonus. It doesn't. Well, that's good. It gives just a little bit of range attack bonus, it appears. I thought maybe it gave range strength, but it doesn't, so maybe we'll just rock the imbued God Cape here, which I must say looks pretty sweet. So we're looking pretty good. Gotta use the rune crossbow, as I have so many bolts there. These pretty much are free from the Rillas we're gonna fight. Okay. Here's a cool little tip. When you are casting, auto-casting a spell, you're gonna wanna use the defensive mode over this, because it actually gives you defense XP. Free defense XP and free defensive stats, whereas this doesn't give anything. So it'll be pretty cool when I have access to surge spells, but for now we're gonna use wave spells. Might as well bring some nature runes to high elk stuff if we need to free up space. Actually, I'm thinking death runes, as sometimes they drop these and that'll free up a space. recording this, it'll refill our prayer once a day for free. That'll be good if we get in a sticky situation towards the end. Cool. The only pot we need is this one here. I don't have any magic potions yet, but that frees up quite a bit of space for longer trips, which is probably the best feature of this void setup. Well, this maiden range setup anyway. Something like that. Okay. This staff is pretty cool because it also automatically switches to the correct spell that the monster is weak to. I'll show you. I'll actually put this on air wind wave and it'll switch to water. You can get a monkey cosmetic that attaches to your back in here after you complete the quest Monkey Madness 2. It's like a little monkey backpack. I guess we'll do that. Okay. So, since we'll be standing back the whole time with our mage in range, we can easily tell what attack style he's gonna switch to. So this is pretty chill. We save a lot of food doing this, and also that allows us to really extend our trips. Melee. Now is the only time we have a 50-50 chance of guessing what prayer he's gonna switch to, so I'll guess wrong. But we have good defensive stats, so we're all good. just hurry and get them and come back so we can retain as much of this ranged boost as possible. Let's try a little bit more prayer potions. I think maybe that will work out pretty well. Well, I'll just go ahead and get that free prayer top up with that shield there and free up a space. Cool. Back we go into the fray. Interesting to collect. I think you might even be able to burn bones on a fire, but I'm not sure. But that would make a pretty interesting collecting method, I will say. So you can probably see by that first kill that our DPS is a little lower than with that there Arcolite Slayer Helm combo. We go ahead and stand back. And he switches to mage. I tried to safe spot these things when I first started, hoping that would work, and it most certainly does not, as it will cause them to switch their prayers constantly or something, and they do a lot of damage, unavoidable damage, pretty much. Pretty chill. Kind of a cool color scheme here in this cave. I think it's called Crash Site Cavern. Yep, there's some death runes to put in our rune pouch to save space. Yep. I like the anglerfish because they free up space. They boost your health past your hit points level. melee. So, one thing I find interesting about two particular spec weapons, the bone dagger and the barrel chest anchor, they both do the same thing with their spec. They lower your enemy's defense, but it's just interesting that the bone dagger just completely surpasses the barrel chest anchor in terms of effectiveness with that spec. I think it's a little backwards, in my opinion. Don't turn your prayer on until he aggroes, 'cause if you have a prayer up before you attack him, no matter what, he will not start attacking you with that prayer. You can see this staff shoots 2 projectiles, which is kinda cool. I got the staff when it first came out, primarily to use it at barrows, as it's pretty effective there. I think since barrows is probably my favorite PVM content, I think probably what I'll do is really try to inflate that KC. Get some nice, high KC with it. I'm at 1300 KC, I believe, at barrows. I still am missing 3 items, believe it or not. So, yeah, it'd be cool to, it'd be difficult, but it'd be cool to get to 10k barrows KC. That would look pretty snazzy on the high scores. mage because I think it does a higher DPS. Oddly enough, for some reason, they will still start with melee even if you have your melee prayer already going before they aggro. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm pretty sure melee and range don't work like that. That was my max. It's pretty cool to see. There's another way to get this monkey tail that I'm after. You can hunt maniacal monkeys, but the drop rate is even higher. Looks like I forgot my ash sanctifier. My sank for short. I forgot my sank. We'll have to try to remember to pick that up. The biggest thing here that I learned to prioritize is trying to prioritize your defense over offense, because your DPS is gonna be lower if you're taking a lot of damage, because you will have to bank more frequently. So it's best to pray correctly. Auto retaliate can be handy too in case you miss some ticks with yours. If you're a little slow after your switch, let's test this out. I'm gonna start with Pray Mage. Let's see if he does the opposite. Yeah. We'll keep testing that to make sure. I prioritized protecting over switching there, as you saw. Almost ran out of prayer. Gotta keep an eye on that. also really like pest control, though I think a lot of players don't. It's just some mindless spec dumping to me, which is pretty cool. In fact, I like spec dumping the portals so much that I actually grinded out a crystal halberd just for that reason alone. But I do use the crystal halberd as intended when I can. I think I used it a lot on my Royal Titans grind, as it works great for them. Okay, pray range before we attack, and he should do mage. Yeah. So it's best to rock, paper, scissors, mage. Yeah, you just focus defense, prioritize not getting hit here, over dealing damage. I love just bringing like a full inventory of different spec weapons into pest control. And just playing around with the specs for hours. So like the Maggot King just released, and let me tell you what, that new weapon, that new spec weapon, the Crimson Kistin, is looking mighty cool, I must say. And I might just grind it out again just to mess around, speccing the red portal at pest control. The red portal is weak to crush, so it would be great for that for sure. But on the other hand, it might be such a good weapon, such an accurate weapon regardless, that it might be good for all the portals. The issue lies with the fact that for an iron, obtaining that high tier end game way harder. I haven't even dabbled with any of the endgame bossing content. I haven't done raids, but I'm planning on probably trying out Theater of Blood, TOB for short. Yeah. So many elks from these Rillas, let me tell you what. Very good GB. Our inventory is looking pretty good. And I think we got 8 kills so far. So you can really tell a difference with just using mage and range. Okay, so this is how I normally do it. I'll turn that on, attack, and now I still got it wrong, but I believe my odds are better doing that. Well, I think last year, maybe 2 years ago, Jagex actually word search, they announced a possible new prayer book. And players didn't really like what they proposed in terms of the prayers themselves. But the players, I do think, like the idea of introducing a new prayer book, just like we have different mage spell books. In my mind, and probably in a lot of other players' minds, the spells that they introduced were overly complex as opposed to these standard spells being pretty straightforward and simple, which is what old school is all about. I used to have like a bunch of those sound canceling foam panels, you see a lot of people have in their office that use microphones and stuff a lot, as it helps to cancel out the echo in the room. But honestly, in my case, it's not really necessary. So you saw he got safe spotted there. And he switched his prayer to something random, so you take damage. Safe spotting, more damage. But like I was saying, sorry, I had to clear my throat. But looks like we're doing really good on our inventory here. I might drop these just in case. I can pick them up if I get more room, but we're after that monkey tail, so I'd rather have food. I'm so glad they updated these to where I can just stand here in between kills and get oriented without them instantly attacking. So I'm gonna try putting my prayer on at the last second like that, and we'll see if that... Nope. I could swear that working before, but maybe we just got unlucky. So rock, paper, scissors, ranged. Got it. Well, looks like I need to pot up, you know. I potted up right when that timer was at its highest, which I do believe is 59. And that gives you the maximum use out of your potions. If I were to pot up at a low number, like it's at right now, your max boost would instantly go down. When you pop your pot, so it's kind of a waste. So that's why I like to have that to tell me when the best time to pot is. of your hard-earned prayer and range pots. But like I was saying earlier, there we go. It worked that time. Sweet. Like I was saying earlier, with the sound canceling foam panels. Oops. I used to have them, you know, like all over my walls, but I just got 2 new kitties, and let me tell you what, they just love tearing apart those things, climbing on them, tearing them off the walls. So I had to take those down, but I think it's okay because you can't really hear the echo when the sensitivity is this high. And I'm talking so quietly. So, I have a tingle, and the tingle is telling me that we're gonna get the monkey tail next kill. So, let's go ahead and just get that out of the way real quick. Pray. Mage. Nope. I do believe I did activate it at the right time. It was just, you know, how the luck of the draw goes kind of thing. You know, before I get a scopo, I might try killing Cerberus with a weird method I saw to see if I can just do that instead of grinding out the scopo for now. It was a pretty silly method that appealed to me because I like AFK and non-click intensive methods in this game, so that wasn't the monkey tail. Darn. Or as the white male that I am should say, shoot. So the method that I saw a guy doing was he used a slow, high damage weapon, such as either the Deherox Great Axe, or in the case that I'm gonna try first, probably because it's easier than is an obsidian necklace with a obby maul, and you pretty much just stand under the boss to essentially eliminate all of his damage and special attacks. So I gotta say, that sounds pretty chill. And you know, you just kinda step out and flinch the boss. So I'm gonna give that a try and see if we can cheese our brims. We might get lucky. So yeah. Death runes. Guess I can save these in the bank like I was doing for a majority of the kills when I didn't have my sink. Save this in the bank and someday just pull out my Arceus spellbook and, you know, do a bunch of sinister offerings to bump up the prayer XP over just sanking them or scattering them. What really sucks here is when you accidentally misclick and click on another gorilla while you're already fighting one. Because fighting two of these things at once is pretty horrible. This will probably be the monkey tail right here, I'm sure. Death runes. Alright. We'll take these ashes and I'll probably end the video here and just, you know, grind some more off camera. So, just